place where we can go tonight. The rhythm will make it right, where everyone is happy and the sun will shine all night. We could have a good time, let everybody sing. Why don't you let yourself slip out of control? We could have a good time, let everybody sing. Get your feet up on the floor. So when the world feels dark and friends seem hard to find, you know how to light a spark, just to let your worries unwind. When you're down, there's just one way to go. Let us ascend tonight. Everyone could be so happy and the sun will shine all night. We could have a good time, let everybody sing. Why don't you let yourself slip out of control? We could have a good time, let everybody sing. Get your feet up on the floor. When you're down, there's just one way to go. Let us ascend tonight. Everyone could be so happy and the sun will shine all night. We could have a good time, let everybody sing. Why don't you let yourself slip out of control? We could have a good time, let everybody sing. Get your feet up on the floor. When you say you feel low and good things are hard to see, when you pray to find love, I know somewhere we could be. There's a place where we can go tonight. The rhythm will make it right, where everyone is happy and the sun will shine all night. We could have a good time, let everybody sing. Why don't you let yourself slip out of control? We could have a good time, let everybody sing. Get your feet up on the floor. So when the world feels dark and friends seem hard to find, you know how to light a spark, just to let your worries unwind. When you're down, there's just one way to go. Let us ascend tonight. Everyone could be so happy and the sun will shine all night. We could have a good time, let everybody
Stay steady, stay the course, and you'll get where you want to be. Pretty simple, isn't it? Just show up and just do. Do whatever it is you can do. Don't stress yourself out. Do what you can with what you got. No big deal. Hi, I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. That's the best part. You do it your way. No excuse to not do it. Set aside that little bit of time for you. Whether you're here for 10 minutes or 1 hour, we're available for you every day of the week, live for 1 hour, or you can catch our recordings later. Like us on Facebook, like us on YouTube, subscribe, and just have fun with us every single day. All right, every day is different for your body, for you, and in our practices, every day is different. Today's practice, we're going to be seated all on the ground, but don't think for a minute it's going to be easy. But also don't think for a minute it's going to be too hard, because you modify it. You make it work for you. As the bottom of the screen says, do what's right for your body. Don't strive to do the yoga that doesn't work for you. Do what's right for you. Do what makes you feel good right here, right now. Word to think about as you practice is this one: peace, peace, peace. Peace means freedom of the mind from annoyance, distraction, anxiety, anything. Just let it go. No judgment. Have peace. It's that time of year. Have peace. Every time is that time of year. Have peace. All right, so props. You're gonna need some props today. 2 yoga blocks, because we're going to do fish, and we're going to do some lunges. If you don't have blocks, that's okay. You could use a couple big bolsters or big books or whatever, but put in your wish list for the holidays, yoga blocks. Eye shade, hand towel, yoga strap, or like I always say, a jump rope, if you got one of those lying around, a dog leash, a belt to your favorite robe. It all works, but buy the blocks and you'll get the strap with them. All right, so those are the props you need. Stress number. What's going on? Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Just give yourself a little number here for some measurement criteria. I like to measure. So just see how you're doing. What's going on? We're going to be starting seated today. We're going to stay down all day today. No balancing today. We're down on the mat. Well, there is some balancing, but not standing on your feet. All right, come on down. Let's come into however feels comfortable for you. Now, I'm sitting in a thunderbolt pose. That means I'm sitting back on my feet. You could do that. You could also extend your legs long. You could do that. You could bend your knees and sit crisscross applesauce, as the kids used to say. That's fine. You could sit in a Sukhasana pose. What is that? That's bringing one foot up on top of the opposite thigh, and then the other foot can come up too, if that works for you. I'm going to sit in a deer pose today. What is deer pose? All right, I'm going to sit on my right hip to begin. Bend both knees, and both knees are kind of pointing in the same direction. All right, so here's deer pose. Close your eyes, hands on your knees, take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Let it go, let it go. This is your deer pose. Have fun with it. Whichever pose you're in, you know what I'm gonna say, let it feel good, right? Lynn and Sherry and Stan and Lori, and hi Tammy, and hi Esther. Hi Angela, hi Lewis, hi Barbara, hi Kelly, hi Colin, I'm glad you're here. Hi Donna. All right, deer pose. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Soften in the shoulders. Maybe close your eyes. And just appreciate the present moment. Let the thoughts of what's gone on in the past go, and let the thoughts of what you're going to do later in the future, let them go too. Be right here, right now, in this moment. Deep breath in, perhaps through your nose, and a deep, audible sighing breath out. Let it go. Get rid of that stress. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Let's do some neck circles. Now here's the deal. Neck circles might not feel good for your neck. Don't do them. Lengthen up through the crown of your head and soften in your shoulders. If neck circles feel good, just start to move your neck around. Maybe you imagine drawing circles on the ceiling with the crown of your head. Breathe. Circle your head. Let it pivot the way it was designed to work. Maybe increase the size of your neck circles or decrease them. Take the neck circles in the opposite direction. And just let it feel good. Tension in the shoulders. We all hold tension in our shoulders. Let it go. Move your neck however feels good. Feel the stretch in the neck. Feel the stretch in the front of the neck. Maybe lift your chin up toward the sky, softening in the shoulders. Feel that big stretch along the front of the neck. Exhale it out. Maybe tuck your chin to your shoulders, or your chin to your chest as your shoulders soften. Let it go. No burdens here. You're not Atlas. Don't carry the troubles of the world on your shoulders. All right, neck circles, pretty good. Finish up. Come back to the midline of your body. Let's do some shoulder shrugs, but let's be very intentional about them. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears really, really tightly. And then imagine somebody pushing on the front of your shoulders, pushing your shoulders to the back wall, and then letting them slip on down into your shoulder sockets. Up tightly, back strongly, release in peace. A few more shoulder shrugs, up, back, and down. All right, maybe find a block. We're just gonna bend to the side. Place the block. If your knees are pointing to the right, let's put the block on your left side. You can have it at whatever height you like. Maybe put your forearm on it. Keep both bottom cheeks down. Lift out of your right arm and let it fall to the left side of your body. Keep both bottom cheeks down. That's hard. Top shoulder back, chin away from your chest. Hang out here. You can decrease the height of your blocks if you like. Hello, Betty. Hello, Mary Jo. Hello, Lewis. Hello, Ninette. How are you? Breathe. Maybe close the eyes. Come on back up to the midline of your body. Take it to the other side. Bring your block to the other side. Hand, forearm, whatever rests on it. Reach through your fingertips of the opposite hand. A nice big stretch, keeping your bottom cheeks down, whatever position you're in. Keep your bottom cheeks down. Breathe. Big stretch. Take it big. Feel what you feel. Imagine lengthening through your whole side body. And let's finish. Slowly come on back up to center. Take it slowly. And let's just twist right to left. So look over one shoulder, then slowly back to center, then look over the other. Just some little twists. Nothing big, nothing fast. Just look over the shoulder, then the other side. You can use both hands on one side of the leg to the side to which you're turning, and use a little bit of leverage there if you like. Finish up back at the midline of your body. Bring your legs out in front of you. And then bend your knees and kind of windshield wiper your legs. Bring your hands back as a little bit of a kickstand. Let both knees fall to the right, then the left, then the left, then the right. Did you do, the other day when we did our planks, did you happen to do the reverse tabletop? I did. Oh my gosh, did my triceps feel it? Whew. All right, let's finish here in the windshield wipering of the legs, and then bring your legs into the opposite position. If you were in Sukhasana, switch it out so the opposite leg is on top. If you were in your deer pose, let your knees point in the other direction. Close your eyes, lengthen up here, hands on your knees. Couple breaths. And then start with your neck circles. Just move your head. Appreciate what your neck can do. Gosh, don't we hold tension in our neck as well? And when your neck is stiff or sore, you slept on it wrong and you can't move it that day, oh, you appreciate what it can do when it's functioning well. Keep it moving. Give it what it needs. After the neck circles here, finish up, bringing your head back to the midline of your body and lengthen up. And then exhale, soften. Soften down. Why do we say soften up? Soften down. When you're ready, shoulder shrugs very intentionally. Up, up, up. Hike them up nice and strong and tight towards your ears. Bring them back to the back wall, still nice and really strong. And then let them slip on down and find peace in the pockets of the shoulders. Up, back, down, up, back, and down. Let it go. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Side bends. You can use the block if you want, or no block at all. One hand becomes the foundation, the other arm crosses the midline. Just stretch it out. Top shoulder back, chin away from the chest, reach. And you got another side to do. Slowly bring it back to your midline of your body. Other hand comes down onto the block or to the ground. Lift up out of the opposite arm and reach to that side. Chin away from the chest, top arm back. Breathe. Just move. Let it feel good. Let the stress go. No stress in your hips, no stress in your side body. Don't hold on to that tension. Just think of fluidity and the body's ability to move naturally, softly. Big breath in and big breath out. And then slowly finish. Slowly, slowly, slowly come back to the midline. If you do it quick, I just think it wouldn't feel real good. All right, hands on your knees, or maybe hands on one knee, and twist and look over your shoulder. Other side, twist and look over that shoulder. And back and forth a few times. Think of being able to wring your body out like a washcloth. And back and forth. And finish at the midline. Take a deep breath in and a deep, slow breath out. Same thing, windshield wiper the legs. How would that feel? Come out of this pose. Knees are bent, soles of the feet are on your mat. Hands come back as a little kickstand. And start to let the knees fall one side to the other. Breathe. You know, let go of the, oh, it should look like this, or oh, I should be doing more, or I should do this, or I gotta do that. Let it go. The fact you're here, and maybe if you stay in child's pose the whole time, that's awesome. In fact, let's go there now. Doesn't it feel good on your bottom too, though? I mean, it's a bottom massage, isn't it? All right, let's finish up. Come into your child's pose. Let the yoga meet you exactly where you are. Don't overthink it. On your knees, maybe put a towel under the knees. Knees together, hips back towards your heels. Maybe a block is here as well. Maybe you get fancy and cover it up with your towel. And then bring your arms down by your sides, lengthen through your spine. Take your classic child's pose. Just for a moment, let's all take this one together. If you can, if it feels good. Use the block or blocks. Let your spine be long. Fingers reach to the bottom of the room. Breathe. And you know, you could switch out your block for a half-size block. We've talked about those. Another item to add to your Christmas wish list. Or bring your head all the way down to your mat. Forehead to the mat. Breathe. Unclench your jaws if your teeth are touching. Let all the stress go. Lengthen through your tailbone and the crown of your head. Let's come out of this classic child's pose. Hands under your shoulders, knees spread wide to a wide-legged child's pose. Hips back to your heels. You can have that block there to rest your forehead or your chest on. And reach your arms long to the top of your mat. Push your hands into your mat, sinking your bottom back toward your heels even more. If you want to remove the block, you can just push it to the side or push it up to the top of your mat. You can bring your forehead all the way down to the earth. That block, get into the shoulders more and place your hands on the block, maybe, if that speaks to you today. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Tailbone and crown of the head lengthen in opposite directions. You got it. Close your lips if you like, and breathe in and out of your nose to help you be more aware of the inner you. Big breath in, big breath out. Come back to your child's pose anytime you like. It's up to you which poses you take and which ones you don't. How long you stay and how quickly you get out of them. But remember, if it is just uncomfortable, maybe stay and breathe through the discomfort. But if it's painful, come out of it. Don't do anything that hurts. Deep breath in, deep breath out. All right, I'm gonna come out of my child's pose now. I'm gonna bring my hands underneath my shoulders. Come on up to a neutral tabletop position. In your neutral tabletop position, what does that mean? Your knees are underneath your hips and your shoulders are over or underneath your wrists. Or your shoulders are over your wrists. That's what that is. All right, neutral tabletop. Push the earth away. When you're ready, cat-cow pose. Lengthen through the crown of your head and your tailbone. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest and your tailbone under. Arch your back up to the sky by pushing hard into your hands and the tops of your feet. Inhale, cow pose, just the opposite. Crown of your head goes up toward the sky and so does your tailbone. Do a few of these cat-cows. So good for your spine. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Oh, you're even lengthening through your side bodies here. Your neck is getting that nice full range of motion, and your spine is moving in the shape of a C and a backward C. There's your cat-cow. Let's finish up. Come back to a neutral tabletop. Lengthen through the crown of your head and your tailbone. Breathe. Extend your right leg long. Press the ball of your right foot into the mat. Press hard into the earth and feel that big stretch in the calf. Cross the right leg. Cross the midline of the body. Hug high in your upper inner thighs. Press hard into your hands. Equal weight into your hands. Right leg is extended long. Ball of the foot is on the ground. Look over your left shoulder back toward your foot. Can you see your foot? If you can see your foot, try to look to your knee. If you can see your knee, try to look to your bottom. Breathe. Big lateral stretch. Right leg comes back to meet the left on the mat. Left leg is going to do what the right leg just did. Extend it long, plant the ball of the foot on the mat, push into your mat, and get that stretch going on there. Let the left leg lift off the ground, cross the midline of the body, and gaze over your right shoulder back to the left foot, now on the right side of your body. Look back to your foot, your knee, your bottom. Bring the left knee to meet the right. Let's do cat pulling its tail. Take it in layers. Not everybody can pull their tail. All right, lift your right leg up. Knee to about hip height and keep it here. Hold it here, maybe draw your heel closer to your bottom. Both hips are equal distant to the mat. The tendency is to have the right hip go farther away. Bring it closer to the mat. Press into your hands. Maybe take your left hand, reach around and capture your right foot. Boy, you feel this in your shoulders, don't you? Kick into your hand. Open up the shoulder. Push hard into the earth. A little bit of balancing, right? Maybe look over your left shoulder. Push the left foot into the mat for you to get your better balance. And then finish. Slowly come back to the midline. Hand down, knee down. And if you didn't capture your foot, no big deal. Just lift the other leg up now. Left leg lifts, knee at about hip height. Draw your heel towards your bottom and just hold it here. You are strengthening your low back. Don't you feel it? If you want to add in the shoulders, take your right hand, reach around and capture your left foot. Kick into your hand. Kick hard. Open up through the shoulder and look to the right. Breathe. Breathe. Kick hard. Kick harder. All right, nice job. Come on down. Right hand comes down. Left knee comes down. Take a cycle of cat-cow. All right, here's what we're going to do now. We're going to do bird dog, a familiar pose, but I don't think we've done this in a TUT, time under tension way, an isometric way of doing it. Let's try it. We're going to set a timer, not for plank today, but for this bird dog. All right, here's the deal. I'm going to set a 1-minute timer for each side of the body. but you don't have to hold it that long. The timer is just for you to see, if you want to measure how long you hold your bird dog. All right, so here's the deal. Start with the right leg, lift it up again, remember, knee to hip height, and then this time extend the right leg long. You're going to extend it and hold the heel there. You could bring a block to the top of your mat to balance your hand on if you want to take a little bit of a break. So I'm going to bring the block to the top left side of my mat. Right leg is lifted, long and straight. All right, so let's add in the arm, left arm. Let's reach it toward the block or no block at all. Let's start a timer now. 1 minute in our bird dog. So just chill out here, hold on, push the earth away, breathe, energy through the heel, fingers spread wide, thumb up to the sky. You're gazing down at about your right thumb. Breathe and imagine finding length here. All right, so we're 20 seconds in. Breathe, and if 20 seconds is all you want to do today, come on out of it. But think of lengthening. Push into the earth, hold here. Time under tension. Oh, your body is responding. Push the earth away. Reach through your fingers and your heel. You've got it. We've got less than 20 seconds to go. Come on now, you can do it. Breathe, hold, strong pose. Come out of it anytime you want. Nobody's forcing you. Nobody's making you. No competition. 10 seconds to go. Breathe. Big breaths. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and done. Hand comes down, knees meet on your mat. Take a cycle of cat-cow. Breathe, other side. Lift your left leg up, up, up. Knee at hip height, left leg extends. Push hard into your earth. Maybe move the block so it can be under your right hand if you like. Leg is extended. Let's go into our 1 minute bird dog. Reach your arm long. Timer. All right, press the top of your right foot into your mat. Keep your back left leg lifted, as opposed to your front left leg, right? All right, so we're 10 seconds in. Leg is lifted, arm is reaching long. You got that block there if you want to use it. Push hard into the earth. You can do this. Lengthen through the crown of your head and your neck. Lengthen to strengthen. You've got it. Your low back is loving you. We're over 30 seconds in right about now. All right, so maybe you want to do 30 seconds and come out. Totally fine. Re-engage, re-push into the floor. Top of the right foot's pushing, left hand is pushing. You got it. We have less than 20 seconds to go. Reach, breathe, lengthen. You're strong. Stay strong. Your low back is loving you for this. Breathe. Big breath in, big breath out. Less than 10 seconds to go. Less than 5 seconds to go. Oh, I like how fast that went by. Reach. One more big effort. You're done. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Wide-legged child's pose. Knees spread wide, hips back to your heels, arms reach toward the front of your room. Time under tension. How was it? Breathe. Let it go. Hips back to your heels. Arms reach. Breathe. Come out of the pose. Time to do a toes pose flow. Find your 2 blocks. Come to standing on your knees. Tuck your toes towards your shins and have your blocks by your sides. Sit back onto your toes. Sit back onto your heels. If you don't like this, you could put a block back there. And breathe. All right, we're going to flow this. That means back and forth as you find peace. Hi, Liz. I'm glad you're here. I hope Ben is with you. Hi, Marietta. Hi, Steve. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Rita. Hi, Rena. Hi, Elliot. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Tina. Hi, Tom. And Yvette. Glad you guys are here. All right, how are your feet? Breathe through it. This one is uncomfortable, I think. What do you think? Not painful, but it's uncomfortable. If it's painful, come out of it. All right, hold your toes pose. Break up the fascia in your feet. Strengthen your toes. Strengthen your foundation. All right, let's flow it. You could use your blocks by your side. Bring the tops of your feet onto your mat and sit back onto the tops of your feet. You can use the blocks to walk it back to find your balance. So imagine like the blocks are bringing the ground up to you. Balance on the tops of your feet. You don't have to use the blocks if you don't want to. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. Maybe hands to first center and hold here. Maybe hands are like a little kickstand behind you and you lean more into the tops of your feet. How does that feel? Full range of motion stretch in the ankles. Maybe you go back a little more. Experiment. Flow through it. One more time, back to the toes. Tuck your toes. Sit on back. Deep breaths, soft shoulders, strong foundation. Toes pose, now take it to ankle pose. Tops of the feet on the mat. Walk it on back, with or without the blocks. Pop on up, rest on the tops of your feet. How does it feel? Strong foundation. You got it. And let's come out of it. All right, neutral tabletop. You know that one. Lift your feet up. Squeeze and scrunch your toes. Get rid of the cramps. Circle the ankles in both directions and then tap the tops of your feet out on your mat like a drum roll. All right, find your blocks. Let's go into a lunge for our hips. Bring your right foot forward, knee over ankle. Blocks by your sides. Left leg is going to go long on your mat. Maybe you use a towel underneath your left knee. Kind of awkward, but you know, if the knee is bothersome, slip the towel underneath it. Send the left leg long. Top of the left foot on your mat. Right knee over right ankle. Big stretch in the hip flexors, especially your left one right now. Blocks are here, bringing the earth up to you. Maybe you keep your hands on the blocks, or maybe you push on up, shoulders over your hips. You can have your fingers on your blocks, or maybe you want to put them on your hips and be a little sassy. Why not? Kind of feels good. Kind of is a nice balance. Breathe. You know, wherever you are is great. Peace begins where your expectation ends. Really, just don't think, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Just breathe and have fun. Breathe. How does this stretch feel? Hold it. Shoulders maybe a little more back over your hips, or maybe a little more forward if you want to come out of it a little bit. Breathe. Breathe. Okay, let's finish. Hands back to your blocks if they're not already there. Bring your right leg to straighten and bring it right knee to meet the left. We have another side to do. Maybe slip the towel under that knee. Left foot comes forward, left knee over left ankle. Nice and strong and stable. Hands on the blocks. Send the right leg back, 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 nice and far. Top of the right foot on your mat. Pretty intense, isn't it? Maybe press on up into your blocks, bringing your shoulders a little more over your hips. Or hands to your hips. Maybe try it with your eyes closed to challenge your balance. You got it. Nobody's watching you. Nobody's watching. It's all good. Maybe your dog is watching or your cat, but that's all right. You're doing good things. Those that are watching, that reluctant spouse maybe, or friend or roommate, they're just jealous because they're not doing it too. And you're going to feel better for this. Hold on, you got it. Let the peace begin where your expectation of this pose ends. Take a deep breath in. Soften in the shoulders, let it go. You got it. Yesterday we did a runner's lunge in our practice. Oftentimes we surf this out, just another variation. Today, more isometric, more holding it, keeping the time under tension. Let's finish. Hands back to your blocks. Straighten the left leg a little bit. Bring the left knee to meet the right. Let's do a little bit of a camel pose. Move your blocks to your side. Place your hands on your low back. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine. Lift out of your chest. Push your hips more forward. Not going to go very far. Camel, I think, is kind of intimidating. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet, pushing your hips forward. Feels pretty good. Both hips at the same time. We're getting that nice stretch on. Look up overhead and hold it here. Similar sensation when we do that pontoon pose. You know that? When we're kind of like in a bridge pose and come down on a block and extend our legs, opening up the front of those hips. All right, finish up. Shoulders over your hips. Let's come into a little bit of a plank on our side arms. Not going to stay long. I'm not going to time this one. We're just going to hold it for a couple of breaths. So I'm going to come down on my left side. Once on your left side, left forearm is parallel to the top of your mat. Again, align like you do your ankle and your knees, elbow under your forearm or under your shoulder. So forearm is parallel to the side, top of your mat. You can bend your knees. You can stay right here. Totally fine. Nobody's judging you. You can straighten your legs and press on up into a side plank. This is where you see the importance of having that shoulder over that elbow. Press on up and reach your right arm up to the sky. Reach the right arm to the top of your mat and breathe. Let's just do 3 big breaths. Reach and breathe. You got it. Maybe you just do 1 breath. You decide how you want to be. Length all up and down that right side of your body. All right, there's about 3 breaths. Let's come on down nice and slowly and switch to the other side. And how do you want to do it? You want to stay down on the knee? Nobody's judging you. And don't think, why do we always think, I got to do more, I got to do more? No, you don't. You just got to be. That's good enough. All right, forearm parallel, elbow and shoulder in line. Legs can be bent. You can press on up, staying on your knees, or press on up into a side plank. A lot of weight in that shoulder. How does it feel? If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Hand can be sassy on the hip. You can raise the arm up to the sky. Breathe and find length, and maybe find length by reaching forward. We did 3 breaths on the other side, or about. Let's do the same, about on this side. If you're on your knee, don't judge yourself. You're good. It's all good. All right, that's about 3 breaths. Come on down. Come on down to your back. Oh, that sounds good. Have your strap close by. We're going to use it for boat in a moment. Let's do dead bug. You know, great core exercise in dead bug. Lots of different ways to do it. How do you want to do it? Today I want to do a little bit of brain yoga. I need that. Lifting the legs up straight to the sky. Drawing the toes toward the shins. So I could balance a cup of coffee on the tops of my feet, or the bottoms of my feet. All right, arms lift up. They're like the legs. So your body is like a letter U shape. Hold it here and let's begin to lower opposite limbs. Think bird dog. Right leg is going to lower down nice and straight. Left arm is going to go down. Let the back of the hand and the heel touch down about the same time. Bring them on back up. Other side. Right arm lowers, left leg lowers about the same time. And back to your starting position. Continue lowering and then lifting opposite limbs. Strong, strength, you've got it. It's a big core exercise. We do it other ways, other days as well. Whew. Breathe. So you're strengthening your back. Think of the muscles that are working. Think of the strength here. You got the ground helping you, keeping your spine nice and straight. Shoulders stay down. Breathe. And the challenge, the brain yoga, is keeping the opposite limbs going. All right, how are you doing? Hang with it. Let's come back to the starting position, and then let's lower the legs and the arms overhead at the same time. Both hands, both legs go down. Oh, stretch it out. You're now in your stick pose. Yay, that's a good place to be. Point your toes to the bottom of the mat. Palms touch. Reach through your fingers, stretch it out. Big breath in. Big breath out. Find your strap. Bring the strap underneath your 2 feet at the center of your foot. Hold on to the straps like reins of a sleigh. Hug your elbows in. When you're ready, let your heels be super heavy. Let them roll, come down toward the earth. Chin, roll it on up to your chest. Come on up with control. Push into that strap. Hug the elbows in. Come on up to seated. Shoulders back. Back is nice and flat. Oh, breathe. Oh. You got this. Come on, smile. You got it. The strap is a big help. You can do this. Stay strong here. Just hold it. Lean back a little bit more. Play with it. Breathe. Big breath in and big breath out. keeping your shoulders back, keeping the chest lifted. Back is straight, not rounded. Lift. You got it. Hold on. Hold it. Hold it. This will help you when we do boat other ways throughout the week. Just stick with it. Stick with it. Maybe your boat was 5 seconds today. Totally fine. Bring your heels on down, shoulders over your hips. Just fold forward. Feels good. Use that strap to help you out. Hold on to the strap, both straps with both hands. Lean forward, stretch out your low back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold your body in half. Belly's hollowed out. Nose comes toward your knees. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Lengthen and fold. Don't stress over it. Let it feel good. Soften your shoulders. And then finish. Remove your strap. Come on up to a seated position. Let's do shoelace. This is intense. Oh my goodness. And if it's too intense, take a variation. Just bend your knees a little bit. Maybe bend one and do a fire log pose. That's an option, high. So for fire log, what you do is you would stack your shins on top of each other. So like 2 pieces of wood, how you wouldn't build a fire, how you stack them like right on top of each other, if you want. For shoelace, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let both heels work back toward opposite hips. I'm gonna stack my knees and sit up here. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, let it go. Now you can hinge forward a little bit. How does this feel? Really gets into your backside. Oh my goodness, can't you feel it? Really intense. If it is painful, come out. If it's just uncomfortable, you're better than that. Come on, you can do it. All right, hinge forward just a little bit more. Maybe bring your forehead, your nose toward your knees. Soften in your shoulders and relax in your backside. And you know what? Maybe your forehead doesn't come to your knees. That's okay. Maybe your legs are barely crossed. That's okay too. Just try to hinge forward just a teeny bit so you can just feel it in your backside. Doesn't have to be extreme. Just a little bit. And when you're ready, come on up. Shoulders over your hips. Everybody's ready to come out of shoelace, right? Switch it up. Other leg on top, other leg on bottom. And remember, fire log, your shins can be on top of each other, or in your shoelace pose, heels back towards your hips, and just lengthen up. Maybe you give yourself a foot massage. Why not? Breathe. Hinge forward a little bit or a lot, you decide. And I'm going to tell you what we're going to do after this, because it's going to feel so good. We're going to take a wide-legged child's pose. It's going to feel really awesome. So put forth the effort and then reap the rewards. So true of so many things, right? Put forth the effort and you'll get the reward. Showing up on your mat is the effort, just being here. And good things are gonna happen. All right, let's finish. Come on up. As promised, uncurl your legs. Take that child's pose. Wide-legged feels good. Hips back to your heels, arms reach to the top of your mat. Breathe. Let it go. All right, maybe you work your knees a little further apart. How does that feel? Let's come out of it. Or maybe you stay. Come out of it and come have a seat. Spread your legs wide. Bring the 2 blocks in between your legs. Blocks in between your legs at whatever height speaks to you, and then bring your forearms, perhaps, to those blocks. Legs spread wide. Maybe use your hands and spread them even wider. Maybe bring your forehead to your blocks. Breathe deeply and soften in your shoulders. Big breath in, big breath out. You don't have to push it. Do what feels just right. All right, let's come on up. Shoulders over your hips. Bring your legs back together. Let's work ourselves back down to our back. You can bend your knees and slowly come on down. Once you're down on your back, left leg goes long. Drive through your left heel. Bend your right knee, interlace your fingers, or if your arms are short, I think my arms are short because I always have to roll up sleeves on clothes. Maybe take the towel, place it underneath your knee, and hug your knee in. We're going to do a supine twist, but just take it slowly. Hug the knee in. Using the left hand, guide the right knee across the midline of your body as you roll onto your left hip. Keep your right shoulder down, let the right arm tee out, and maybe look to your right. The knee of the right leg doesn't have to go far close to the ground. Your left hand is encouraging it to whatever feels good in this twist in your body. Look to the right, breathe. Finish, right hip comes down. Hug the right knee in again, either with your towel or your hands. Hug it in. Left heel is long, driving down on your mat. Right leg releases to meet the left, other side. Left leg bends, right leg is super long. You can feel it in your right hip flexors. Drive that right leg long, long, long. Left knee bends, interlace your fingers or the towel to hug the left knee in. Shoulders away from your ears. Relax. Just let it feel good. You don't have to do any more than this. I'm going to take the right hand, guide the left knee across the midline of the body, and roll onto my right hip. Both shoulders are staying down. Left arm is going to tee out, and I'm going to look to the left. You know, sometimes, you think, the yoga, just bending and stretching. It's a lot of bending and stretching, not only for your body, but for your mind as well. And those that criticize haven't tried it. Slowly bring your left hip back down, gaze up toward the sky, hug the knee in one more time. Both legs go long on your mat, drive through your heels, stick pose. Drive the heels to the bottom of the mat this time. Last time we pointed the toes. Let your fingers reach to the top of your room. Let's take it to bridge. Arms come down by your sides, bend your knees. So your feet are in line with your bottom and right underneath your knees. When you're ready, pop on up to your feet. Lift, stretch out the front of the hips. Breathe. Wiggle your shoulders a little closer to your spine. Press on up through your hips. Slowly roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Tailbone comes down, absolutely last. Send your legs long onto your mat. Send your arms up overhead and then roll over onto your stomach. Roll over. Once on your belly, let's do Superman. We're almost there. All right, arms are reaching long. Extend them like you do in an extended child's pose. Legs are long, feet, tops of your feet are on your mat. They're about mat width distance apart. Head is down, crown of the head to the front of your room. You can stay right here, or you can take it to Superman. Start by lifting one leg up. Bring it on down, lift the other leg up. Maybe that's what you want to do, alternate. Lifting one leg, then the other. Feel the strengthening of the low back. Maybe you lift up both legs. Both legs are lifted, you're balancing on your pelvis. Take a big inhale, lift on up through the chest and lift on up through the arms. Fly like Superman. Breathe, maybe lift a little higher, hold it here. Sometimes we take this pose to swimmer. If you want to do that, you can do that. But I'm going to sweep the arms back today, like a locust pose or like an airplane. Palms face down, reach through the fingers, lift a little higher through the chest and hold. Then I'm going to sweep my arms back, long and straight, come back to Superman. Breathe. Sweeping the arms back again, come back to an airplane or locust pose. Reach, 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 fingers toward the bottoms of your mat. One more time, Superman. Sweeping the arms back, lifting out of the chest, breathe. And then finish. Come on down, take a break. Place your hands under your collarbones. Press on up through a seal pose. Soften in your glutes. Let it go, let it go, let it go. All right, send the hips back to a child's pose, wide-legged child's pose. Nice fluid movement. Fingers reach to the tops of your room. Knees spread wide. Bottom to the back of your room. Press on up almost like a neutral tabletop, and find your 2 blocks. Let's put the blocks in the position of a letter T to do our fish pose. All right, here's the deal. You can have the blocks at the medium height, or if you prefer, you can place them at a more stable height. I'm gonna go medium. Now the blocks are in like a letter T with the horizontal block at the top. It's going to be a pillow for your head. And the vertical block is going to go between your shoulder blades. So you've got space here for your neck. I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 inches. Come on down to your bottom. This is a big positive pose. Positive pose. All the poses are positive. And I'll tell you why in a second. Your bottom is up near the bottom block. Adjust the block with your fingers and get it so it's between your shoulder blades. You don't want it really low on your back. That doesn't feel good. You'll know where it feels right. Between the shoulder blades. So if you reach back and touch that block, it's going to be right at your shoulder blades. Your neck is free. Your neck can do what it wants to do. Not on the neck, not too low. Get it just Goldilocks right. Shoulders are back. It's almost like you're hugging that block with your shoulder blades. Arms down by your sides for now. Your head is resting on the other block. If you started out in the high position and you don't like it, switch it. There's no prizes for staying in a position that doesn't work. All right, arms are down by your sides. Flip your hands so your palms are face up. You can work your arms out a little bit, maybe tee them out if that feels good for you. Just play with it. The arms, whatever feels right. Same thing with your legs. Maybe you keep your legs straight and your bottom should be on your mat. You're encouraging that natural low curvature of your spine. And stay right here. Another option you could do if your low back feels a little tight from all the good things we've done to it today, maybe bend your knees and have the soles of your feet on your mat. And lastly, kind of like a fishtail, you can bring the soles of your feet together to touch. Let your knees open wide to the sides of your room and breathe. This is your fish pose. Now in this pose, I don't have to tell you, you know your chest is wide open. Breathing becomes easier here. It feels like your organs have more space to function. This is a huge pose for your excellent posture. Standing up nice and straight, pushing the chest forward, lifting the chest. Breathe. This is a pose that we sometimes stay in for, maybe 5 minutes in a restorative practice. So we do it all. We do restorative, we do vinyasa, we do yin. Restorative. You hold the poses for a longer period of time. We do those on Thursday and Sunday. Check us out. All right. Here's something else you can do, only if you want. That block for your head, you could lower it, bringing your head back even more. Not right for everybody. You know what feels right for you. Do it only if you like it. Another option would be to remove the block completely and let your head hang all the way back. You do what's right for you today. Reintroduce the block at any time. Peel it back a layer at any time to make the yoga meet you where you choose to be today. Breathe. Soften your shoulders. Oh yeah, soften the shoulders. I forgot. I hold tension there. Let them go. Big breath in and big breath out. So this is your fish pose. This is today's variation of the fish pose. You can stay here longer if you like. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to do a brief bridge pose and a brief pontoon and then go into final Shavasana. But if you want to stay here in fish, your call. One more big breath. Then I'm going to work my legs back to the midline of my body. I'm going to send my legs long, Best part of fish, don't come out of it by trying to sit up. That's no fun. Roll off the blocks, one side or the other. You're not going to clunk. Breathe. Roll off of the blocks. Scoot one block down near your hips. Maybe both of them. Bring them both down. Yeah, that's even better. Bend your knees. Arms down by your sides, palms face down. Press into your feet. You know, bridge pose. Send your hips high to the sky. And as you're holding them up here, take those 2 blocks. You don't have to look. You know what to do. Scoot the blocks at their stable height right underneath your bottom. So 2 blocks side by side. Give yourself plenty of space. And then bring your bottom on down. And you'll know where this feels right. I like to put mine a little bit lower and then send your legs long, your pontoon pose. Legs are long. Oh my gosh, it feels like the whole hip flexors are just lengthening by 6 feet. Arms down by your sides. Take a couple breaths. You know, you don't have to stress out. You don't have to do super hard to reap the benefits. And I've been posting articles the last couple days in our group on Facebook. It's a private group. Ask and I'll let you in. It's called Friends of 316 Yoga. And the articles I've been posting are saying, you know, you don't have to do a whole lot to reap the benefits. One of the articles says 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes a day of walking outside has huge benefits. Just doing a little bit of yoga, only doing it to 10% of the effort, that helps too. Every little bit helps. You got to believe that. All right, so this is your pontoon pose. How do the front of your hips feel? Let's come out of it. Bend your knees. Come back to that bridge pose. Press your hips on up. Remove your blocks. Find your eye shade and or your towel. Roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Eye shade is near your shoulders. Legs go long on your mat. Arms down by your sides. Now turn your head from right to left and left to right. Back to the neck, which we started early on with neck circles. Now you're moving it left to right. Skull massage, that's my favorite part. Back of your skull, getting a nice massage. Chin toward the shoulder or further. And then finish up whenever you want to. Maybe you keep doing it. It feels nice. Get into that flow. Find your peace in your body. Finish up when you want, and it's time for final Shavasana. The eye shade or towel, grab it and cover your eyes. If you don't have one, really bring one next time. And there is a next time, right? To cover your eyes. Covering your eyes makes such a huge difference, and it's even better when it's weighted. Heels at the bottom edges of your mat. Pinky toes fall out. Let your hips relax. Arms down by your sides, perhaps palms face up to allow you to externally rotate your shoulders. In fact, remember those shoulder shrugs? Shrug them up to your ears and bring them back and kind of tuck them underneath your shoulder blades, like you do when you do a fish pose, or like you do when you do that, create that little shelf for your heart in bridge. So tuck your shoulders under, palms face up, and if you just don't like the palms face up, you could do them face down. Deep breaths. Let all the tension go. From the area between your eyebrows, soften there. Soften your cheeks. Soften your shoulders. Arms and legs are heavy. Belly is soft. It performed long enough and hard enough in that extended bird dog pose. Let all the tension go. With each exhale, try to have more body contact with your mat. In breath and out breath. Deepen your breath and really try to take your exhales even deeper as you soften more into the earth. Maybe you're still in your fish pose. Maybe you're still in your beginning child's pose. It's all good. Maybe you'd like to stay here longer. That's good too. If it's time for you to conclude this hour, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Work the motion up more into your fingers, your toes, your feet, your hands. Circle the wrists and the ankles. Move them. That's the ticket. Just move them. Inhale, reach high overhead. Take a big good morning stretch as if it were the first stretch of your day. And as you exhale, bend your knees and roll into a fetal position onto one side or the other. Low arms, bicep, pillow for the head. Soften in the top shoulder. Savor the breath here with the eyes closed. And when you're ready, if you're ready, press on up to a comfortable seated position. I'm going to sit the way I sat in the very beginning, in a deer pose. You sit, however, feels good right now, and whatever brings you peace, that freedom in your mind from annoyance, distraction, anxiety, no judgment. Hands to prayer center, pressing your thumbs into your chest, lengthen up, and exhale, let it go. Let it go. That's the best part, letting it all go. Gently blink your eyes open. You did it. 1 hour. Don't you feel better? Shoulder shrugs, remember those? How do the shoulders feel? Hips, how do they feel? I bet you feel great, and that's what counts. Prove it to yourself. Go back to that stress number we took in the beginning. What was it? And what is it now? Feel a lot better, don't you? You're free from annoyances. You have peace in your body and more mobility in your body too. That's good. All right, stress number, you got it. Hour went by fast. Love you guys. Have a great day. Let's do it all again, a little differently tomorrow. See you on your mat. Love you guys. Bye. Hi. Hi. How are you? Good girls. Good girls. Bonnie had a bath. Isn't she pretty? Good girl. Bye. All right, guys. How are you? You're just a good girl. It's that time of year. That time of year. The time of year when you need to really stick with your yoga. Don't quit now. Don't get too busy doing other things that don't matter as much. Stick with your health. Stay with your health. I'm glad that you are here. I'm glad that you're still doing your yoga. It's an important thing to do. It's the best gift you can give yourself this holiday season. So why not share the gift? Tell your friends about our yoga. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody. We are here every day of the week just for you, just for them to do yoga from the privacy of their own home so they can stay healthy during this busy, busy time of year. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. See you on your mats tomorrow. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you tomorrow. Don't quit. Stick with it.